In 2025, unemployment among recent college graduates reached 5.8%, the highest level since 2021.
The college class of 2025 is entering one of the most challenging job markets in years.
All this is due to the macroeconomic situation the world is experiencing, but also because of the wave of artificial intelligence.
College grads, they rely on entry-level jobs for their careers, but AI could be changing what that looks like for them right now.
From finance to law, AI is transforming every industry, but one in particular has suffered more than any other: the tech industry.
More than 10,000 jobs have been cut so far this year due to the rise of generative AI in private companies.
The giant tech companies have not been left behind. They know that if they want to lead the AI industry, they have to be the first to adopt it, even if this brings negative consequences for their workers.
Leaders of the world's largest and most powerful firms expect a tidal wave. They are preparing for it. And already, some people are feeling the effects on the ground right now. People not at the very top of the corporate ladder, but those trying to get a step on the bottom rung.
According to MIT, workers who fail to enter their first formal job after college can lose up to 20% of accumulated income over their working lives.
Educated Americans are struggling to break into the workforce and are some of the earliest victims of this technological revolution.
All this has made new graduates face one of the toughest job markets in recent years. So, how AI is robbing new grads of entry-level jobs? The generation graduating in 2025 faces a labor landscape that few anticipated just a decade ago. The so-called first rung of the career ladder is weakened and, for many, practically disappeared. And the numbers reflect this clearly. In the first 3 months of 2025, the unemployment rate among recent graduates reached 5.8%, far above the national average of 3.9%. AI is devouring entire industries, and the data is proof of it. But this has disproportionately affected those seeking their first job. This chart shows how getting a first job for recent graduates has become increasingly complicated in recent years.
Over the past few years, unemployment among recent grads climbed above the rate for the broader population.
The challenge is not explained solely by the macroeconomic situation. The rise of artificial intelligence has displaced tasks that for decades had served as entry points for millions of workers. This substitution has created what Anish Raman, vice president and head of economic opportunity at LinkedIn, called in an article for the New York Times, the breaking of the bottom rung of the career ladder. First jobs have always functioned as learning spaces. More than for their complexity, they were valuable for the opportunity to gain experience, receive mentorship, and understand the dynamics of a sector. However, AI is eroding that critical stage.
One of the challenges they're facing is artificial intelligence, which is increasingly doing tasks that used to be assigned to entry-level workers.
Law firms, for example, have adopted AI systems capable of analyzing contracts and detecting risky clauses in seconds, a task that in the past was assigned to junior lawyers. According to a Thomson Reuters report, 63% of large law firms in the United States already use document automation tools, drastically reducing the need for entry-level legal assistance. In the tech sector, something similar is happening with software development. AI code generation platforms can create or debug code fragments in a matter of minutes. According to GitHub, 46% of programmers surveyed in 2024 admitted that AI already saves them more than half of their time on routine coding tasks. For a company, this means that where 3 or 4 junior employees were once needed to support a project, today a smaller team with advanced tools can fulfill the same role. Customer service has also undergone a transformation. Chatbots capable of processing natural language resolve low-level queries with incredible accuracy. Advertisements about the ability of AI agents to automate increasingly complex tasks have become popular at an unprecedented pace.
Jim, you won't believe this. I have ServiceNow AI agents.
Me too. For customer service, when a client's payment doesn't go through, my agents analyze the issue and flag the problem.
They do that by themselves?
Autonomously.
Ads showcasing how AI agents can perform these tasks have become increasingly common. Gartner predicts that by 2026, 70% of customer interactions will take place through AI systems. This means fewer openings for newly hired customer service representatives, a sector that traditionally absorbed thousands of inexperienced young workers. This has created a perfect storm for those seeking their first job. AI does not act in a vacuum. Its advance is compounded by a macroeconomic context marked by political uncertainty, persistent inflation in several sectors, and corporate adjustments. Since 2022, tech companies have laid off more than 600,000 workers worldwide. Although most cuts affected experienced employees, new graduates face a market with fewer openings and greater competition.
The unemployment rate for new college grads has recently surged, and some economists say businesses are now replacing entry-level jobs with artificial intelligence.
Employers have become more selective too. For example, in 2024, an analysis by Revelio Labs indicated that 40% of job postings on employment platforms sought software engineers with advanced AI knowledge. All this contributes to what some economists call a perfect storm, the convergence of structural and cyclical factors that make this one of the toughest labor markets in decades for those seeking their first job. But this does not only affect young people in the early years of their professional lives. The difficulties in accessing a first job have consequences that extend throughout an entire career. A study by MIT revealed that those who take more than a year to find a formal job after graduation can experience a 20% reduction in lifetime earnings. This is due to the lack of initial experience, the loss of mentoring opportunities, and skill obsolescence in a constantly changing market.
Entry-level jobs, that first rung on the career ladder, are breaking down a bit, and I think we all should be talking about that more.
In addition, economic mobility is compromised. The first job not only defines initial income, but also access to professional networks, promotions, and future career advancement. In the absence of these opportunities, inequality tends to widen. According to the Brookings Institution, a young person who fails to enter their field of study within the first 2 years is 60% more likely to end up underemployed in the medium term. This means that many graduates with degrees in software engineering, accounting, or fields easily replaced by AI are highly likely to end up working at Uber or similar platforms to earn income. Some organizations have begun to adapt their structures. The Global Professional Services Network, KPMG, for example, is assigning recent graduates responsibilities in more complex tax areas, traditionally reserved for professionals with several years of experience. The logic behind this decision is that by delegating routine tasks to AI, new employees can focus on developing more valuable analytical and strategic skills. But this has even extended to the largest firms in the country.
Walmart is already a cost-cutting machine, and yet the company wants to be even more streamlined. And as we saw in this California superstore, AI is how they plan to do it.
In the UK, the McFarland law firm has implemented training programs that allow young lawyers to work on advanced contract interpretation from the start of their careers. This not only raises the level of experience gained, but also strengthens worker motivation by making them feel involved in more impactful tasks. According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, 82% of employers in 2024 considered familiarity with AI tools a key factor in hiring recent graduates. The concept of a career as a linear ladder with predictable steps is disappearing. According to LinkedIn data, 70% of the skills required for an average job will have changed by 2030.
The evolution of artificial intelligence seen to cause a massive shift in skills needed for jobs by 2030.
This means that professionals in the current generation cannot rely on rigid 5 or 10-year career plans, but must learn to adapt in short cycles. In fact, LinkedIn data indicates that professionals in 2025 will have, on average, twice as many job changes over their careers compared to those who started in 2010. The college class of 2025 is entering the labor market at a critical moment, marked by accelerated transformation driven by artificial intelligence and macroeconomic tensions that limit available opportunities. Entry-level jobs, once the gateway to an upward career, are being eroded under the weight of automation.